Hey church, Monday morning's devotional. Here we go. For today, I want to take a step backwards real quick. Pastor Matt shared a message with you at 1 Kings 18, talking about how do we stop being just spectators of God and spectators in ministry to full participants in ministry. How do we get off the bench and really get in the game of loving God and loving people? Here's the deal. I know that some of you are probably going to feel pretty intimidated by, I don't think I have the right skill or the right ability, or I don't think I'm dynamic enough to be able to be used by God in ministry. Hey, the greatest minister of all time, the Apostle Paul, here's how he wrote about his own ministry. Are you ready? 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. You got that? 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. Reads this way. This is Paul. I came to you in weakness, with great fear and trembling. That doesn't sound real bold, does it? Not real courageous. I came to you in weakness, with great fear and trembling. My message and my preaching were not with wise and persuasive words, but with a demonstration of the Spirit's power, so that your faith might not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. Let me tell you a quick story to explain the end of that verse. When I was in high school, I had a really dynamic youth pastor. You know how much I stay in touch with him now? Not at all. When I was in college and I had these amazing professors, they were mentors to me. You know how many I stay in contact with now? Zero. Not at all. In college, I worked for a senior pastor. You know how much I call him? Not at all. When I graduated, I worked for Young Life. I worked for a church. You know how much I stay in touch with those mentors in my life? Not at all. I would love to tell you that I have these amazing mentors that I've had all of my life and I still talk to them all the time. You know what? I don't. Some of them were great. Some of them weren't as great. We'll just leave it at that. Here's my point. They're not perfect. And they all taught me the same thing, though. Not to follow them, but to follow Jesus. To be a follower of Jesus. And that's what Paul is saying. Paul's saying, I came to you in weakness, great fear, and trembling. Why? So that they wouldn't follow him. And so listen, if you're intimidated to get off the bench and get in the game and participate in loving God and loving people, take great courage. You don't have to be perfect. God would rather use a willing, obedient person than a person with great talent. I'm going to say that again. Listen, God would rather use a willing, obedient person than a person with great talent. Today, all you have to be is willing and obedient to love Him and love people. So go do that today. Now, I'm going to get back to my Thanksgiving celebration. See you guys.